Hi Power Systems, my name is Emily and today I'll be your host. Today we will be talking about acceptance within the DID and plural community, part 2.
Hi Power Systems, my name is Jay and the stronghold system is my mom. Please like and subscribe and don't forget to press the bell so you will never miss a Power Up video. Thank you!
So you've already seen part 1, I hope. If not, you've missed a great video, so go check that out first. The link is down below in the description and maybe also like somewhere up there if we can figure that out. In this video I want to talk about a little bit more of a sensitive topic, and hence I have put it in a different video, so if people can't watch this they can at least watch part 1 and hopefully that will give them a basic understanding of where I'm coming from and why I'm trying to make this point. So we have certain, within the DID community, we have certain things that are acceptable and certain things that are not acceptable. And I don't know who made up these rules. I think it's something like someone writes an article and a lot of people think like, wow, that's a really great article. And they don't really think about it themselves any further because it just makes sense and they accept it as truth. But if we look at a deeper level, maybe it doesn't make as much sense. So that is what I want to try to explain in this video. So this video is about non-human alters and tulpas, what the difference is, and how it relates to DID or being plural. So if you have a non-human alter, it can be anything from, I'm going to say words that might trigger you, okay, so religious words, to call them that. I hope they don't trigger you, but I'm going to mention them by name because I think this is important enough to mention it by name. If we can mention tulpas by name, we can mention the other things by name as well. So you can have a angel alter or a demon alter, and you can talk about that in DID groups. In some DID groups, you have to like put a star in the word demon, but not in the word angel. And in alternation, you have to put a star in both words because we know that both could trigger different people. So we have angel and demon alters, and then there's a whole lot more of non-human alters that we could talk about. But we're just gonna like keep it at the basics. And then some systems or some alters, they have a background story, right? So they believe they grew up in the USA, or they, I don't know, believe they always had the perfect life, or they were stuck in a memory for a very, very long time, which is a less positive situation. So alters can have their own background story, and we within the DID community are very accepting of these background stories. Imagine someone's background story being, I was in a abusive situation and I felt like I was gonna split or create a new altar, or I was gonna fade in or fade out or whatever they call it, and I saw an angel from the corner of the room, and the angel came towards me, and the angel came inside and helped me, and that's how I survived that traumatic event. And if that didn't happen, I would definitely not been here today. Or imagine someone saying, I was in an abusive situation and there was a demon in the corner and he came to me and he helped me, and that's the only reason I survived because I couldn't take it anymore. Is that acceptable to you? Is one more acceptable than the other? And if so, why? These are things you have to think about for yourself. I'm not here to tell you what you have to think. I'm just here to make you think, I guess. That's at least my purpose and what I try. Because we all have the right to our individual belief systems. So that also goes for those who do not believe in alters coming from the outside or tulpas. Or believe in one but not in the other, or whatever. So many possibilities. One of the worst is if you have a system where some do believe and others don't believe. And you can get kicked from a DID community because one of your alters talked about something that you do not agree with, but they talked about it anyway and you got kicked. That is really hurtful. And I can tell you as admin, it's extremely difficult to deal with because we do believe in system responsibility. But when we talk about these topics, right? Like I saw the angel coming from outside, or I saw the demon coming from outside. Those are already like the thin line. You can say I have an angel altar, or I have a demon altar, and it's fine. But if you say I saw them come from the outside, it's becoming problematic for some people. So let's talk about tulpas and what it actually is. So tulpas is a practice in Buddhism, and it takes about 20 years to create a tulpa for them, depending on their skill level and their age, and I don't know how they grow up, I guess. It's a painful process for a family because they won't see the person for that amount of time. Often they won't speak for that amount of time. They will just be meditating and trying to connect with a higher power that they want to allow into their body. They refer to these higher powers as tulpas, and there are different kinds of tulpas that you can invite for whatever you want or need it for. If one of these Buddhists succeeds in creating, no, they don't create the tulpas, they invite tulpas. In inviting the tulpa, then for sure they are not going to go on Facebook and join a DID group or a plural community and say I'm a Buddhist monk that now has a tulpa. That just, like, if that day happens, tag me. But until that day, that ain't gonna happen. So the people who create tulpas, they either might be just adding alters to their system that there is a system need for, and how they do that without being trauma there. Could they have, many reasons that we scientifically do not have proof for yet. So to assume it's fake or they're lying or it can be true is in my opinion kind of sketchy, because we do not have proof, neither of it being possible or not being possible, right? Just as we can't prove that there was indeed an angel in the corner, or there was indeed a demon in the corner that came towards us or not, or that was created inside. Which, if you are not spiritual, if you are a non-spiritual person, it makes 1,000% more sense that in your mind you split off, in your brain, no, in your mind you create a new altar, and that altar is an angel because you feel safe with that figure or something. Only when you when you invite spirituality into the conversation, into the discussion, it can become a problem, because then we are talking about cultural differences and spiritual differences, and within Buddhism or other religions or spiritual paths, there are also variations, right? Everyone believes something just a little bit different, and sometimes that creates big drama, and we see churches split up or something. And other times we just accept it because you get my point. I don't want to get into the spirituality thing of this thing, because we are talking about being plural, or being DID, having a dissociative identity disorder, having a disorder because of childhood trauma. And to bring those two communities together, those who do not feel disordered and those who feel disordered, it's going to take a lot of culture building, but I do believe it's possible. And I believe that this can create the umbrella that we are looking for. Not specifically with tulpas, but just with accepting people's own individual background stories without judging them for it, because it's no different if you believe you grew up in America, or you I don't know, have a background story or a day-to-day inside life where you work as a barista in Starbucks, right? But you're on disability. So what's the difference for real? Unless you bring in a spiritual point of view where you believe a certain thing to be true or not based on your spiritual beliefs. And that is not what our groups are about. There are spiritual DID groups, and I highly recommend to join one of those if you're interested in it. But for us, when someone says Tulpa or anything like that, it's just like any other role or title or name for a certain altar, like protector or inner self helper, or that's also always a nice one. What we fight about in the DID community, if we have inner self helpers or not. You know what it is, guys? It just varies per system, and varies in some systems per subsystem. So I'm asking you to look outside of your own perspective and maybe even your own belief systems, and be respectful, or at least understanding and kind and compassionate to people who have a different belief than you. Because we are already all traumatized and all hurt, and we all join these groups because we need support and we need each other, right? We need each other. And the bigger group we have, the bigger umbrella group we have, the bigger voice we have in the outside world, literally in the outside world, in getting our needs met for those who still have a disorder, but also for those who are plural and not disordered anymore. There are still things that do not work out the way they should work out, which I might make a part 3 of that for one day. What I want to include in this video, because else it gets way too long again. But I hope this video made sense. I know this is a very sensitive topic. I tried to bring it as sensitive as possible, as respectful as possible, and I hope that we can build on this culture together, guys, and that instead of, having arguments or fights over this, we can agree to disagree, or we can have communication or a discussion with the intent of understanding and not so much agreement. For me, it's just accepting a part of a person, literally a part of a person, and a part of a person's background, maybe even their trauma that it might be related to. We don't know as outsiders, and we are very, very fast and quick to make judgments or have biased thoughts because of our own pain. It's understandable we do this. It's out of our own pain and fear, and it's understandable, but that doesn't make it right. And we can work actively together to make it better for everyone that lives with alters, who lives plurally, whether they are still disordered or not. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Please check out our website, powertothesystems.com, for more information and the blog post on this. There is also part 1 on this blog post that has nothing to do with part 1 of this video, because this video just has 2 parts. So thank you so much for your love and support. Please like this video and subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you do subscribe, don't forget to hit the little bell so you get a notification once we upload a new video or do a live stream. If you're not in Alternation or Power to the Systems Facebook groups yet, please come join us, because it's a lot of fun. You get to meet a lot of other plural people, and it's a great experience. So I highly recommend it and advise it to you all. And thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Power Systems, for over 1,000 subscribers, and for watching this video. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to press the bell so you will never miss another Power Up video. Thank you so much, Jay and the Stronghold System. Wow, that was fast!